Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad Farooq Khan, and I will be presenting my presentation of research methodology, which is basically about the Latex Beamer class and JabRef. So, these are the contents of my presentation. So, it will start with the Beamer class, and then we'll move on to JabRef, and we'll end the presentation with a conclusion. So, Beamer class is basically to make presentation in the latex. So the presentation that I am presenting is basically made on latex, so it really make presentation formal and decent, and I mean the formatting is really better than the one in the PowerPoint or you see any other platform. So it's basically a worldwidely used format to make presentation, and it really create beautiful presentations. So to understand and to make our first presentation, we will just start with the content. So first of all, we need to add the Beamer class, just like the way if we are writing the thesis or the article. So we just write slash document, and here we write article. But here, because we are making presentations, so to make presentation, we, instead of writing here an article or any other thing, we write Beamer. And then these are a few packages that we have to import in our document before making the presentation. So these are the must. So I have just opened these packages because I want to make the presentation along with my explanation, so you see what's basically going on and how we are going to make the presentation. So the first slide that I have shown you is basically consist of these commands, and you can just copy paste it or just write it from the slide. So once you are done here, the second step that you have to do is basically create a latex document, which is like when you make report, when you make any other stuff on latex, you always create a document. So there is a begin statement of the document and the end statement of the document. So we'll again do the same in the latex. So because I am using the text studio, so you can write it on overleaf as well, but the procedure is same. So begin and document. So there you go. So this is the slide number 3 that I have explained. So you basically have to create a latex document. The next thing is, in any presentation there is always a title page, and to include the title page, a few of the things that you should consider is basically, you can look my own presentation. So this was my title page. So here we have a title, then there is the author's details, then the instructor or course details, then the presentation name or the presentation type, and then the date and the organization logo. So this is the first slide, which is basically different from the other slides. So to make this particular slide, this title slide, you have to use this code, which is so I have already written it, but I want to write it stepwise so you see how things are working. So this is the line, the command title, so it will make the title. So let me just run this document and see what goes on. Okay, so I have to save this to a place where we have the image logo, because basically this logo is not there, so that's why it is giving an error. So let me just run it again. Okay, so that's our first slide that we have made for now. I've just added the Beamer class, imported a few packages that are required as explained, and then this particular line of codes. So basically the first line is writing the title, the second line is then the title graphic. So it is because of the organization logo. So you can ignore it or skip it, but if you want to make presentations you can add the logo of the organization by this way. Then the author's detail and then the institute details in this way. I have given some vertical spaces as well, so because I wanted some margin between the lines. And then the instructor detail, and in the date I said today. So this is the format, and then this line is the must. So we made all these lines as the title page. So this is all about the introduction, or introduction, not introduction, but basically this is all about the title page. So in the second page of the presentation, so you would be basically wanting to present your contents. So just as I have made my presentation, the second slide was the contents. So what is the contents of your presentation? So if you are presenting your proposal defense, so that will be probably the first slide will be introduction, and then the methodology and all the literature review and all those stuff. So you write all these things here, and whenever you want to make a slide, so we want a next slide. So we have made one slide. Now we want to make the second slide. So if we want to make a slide, the only thing that we need to do is just type frame, and once we type frame, there you go. We have to write whatever we will write within this frame command, it will go into the next slide. So let's say the first and most important thing is the frame title. Okay, sorry, we have to write the frame title. Okay, so the frame title, because it is content, so I'm writing as contents. Now the contents is always in enumeration form. So enumeration means that they are not bullets, but they are in numbers. So we already know how to do this. I will just write begin enumerate, and then the first item, let's say I write, so I'll just copy paste it from where I've already written it so that we don't waste time. So there you go. So I'll just run it and see. Yeah, so there you go. This is our second slide, which is on contents, and you can see that these are numbers because we have made it enumeration. So that's the reason that they are numbers. We can make it as itemized or bullets as well, but I prefer that you should use enumeration in the contents. Okay, so after making this content slide, if you want to add any more slide, the procedure is simple. The procedure is really simple. Just type /frame, starting bracket and ending bracket, and whatever you write within this frame, that will go into the slide, into the next slide. So you can add figures, you can add anything exactly the same way you add in your reports on Latex. So you can just do the same, repeat the same procedure, but remember that you have to add this frame title thing again and again if your previous heading continues. So that's, I think, all about Latex Beamer class, because I think this is how you can increase your number of slides. So if you want one more slide, just type /frame, starting bracket, ending bracket, whatever you write here, just itemize it or enumerate it. All that stuff will go into the next slides, and in this way you can create a really fancy presentation. So that's about Beamer class. Now I will go to the second part of my presentation, that is basically about the JabRef. So JabRef is the software which is basically used for citations. So it makes citations really easy. So to use that software, it's simple to work with, but I just want to begin with the start so you don't miss the steps basically. So let me just make it to the default. Okay, so if you want to just open the JabRef, so just search JabRef, because it automatically downloads with the the text studio. So if you have downloaded the text studio, then definitely this JabRef will also be downloaded in your laptop or PC. So all you have to do is just open this JabRef. So it will take maybe some time to open, but in my laptop, because it's pretty old, so it takes some time. So once it open, okay, so once it opens, you will see this. For now we are ignoring this update. You will see this interface. So all you have to do is just click this new Bibtex entry and library, and once you click this, the second step is you have to click here, new big Bibterm entry. So here you basically enter the citations you want in your Latex document. Suppose I have written a Latex report and I want to add 2 citations. So if I want to add 2 citation, one is from research paper, so I am citing a research paper. So if I am citing a research paper, I will go to the article. So if I click article, the second step is I need a citation. So all I will do is just open Google Chrome to show you an example. I will open Google Chrome and let's search an example. Research paper. So let's say I open Google Scholar. Okay, so in the Google Scholar, let's say I search any research paper for now, because I want to cite the research paper. The purpose is to cite the research paper. So whatever research paper you are citing, you need to find that citation. So let's say I'm finding a research paper on football, let's say. So this is the let me change it to something else. Let's say image processing using NN. Okay, so this is the research paper and I want to cite this. So all I have to do is just type on this Cite. So once you cite, you will see this Bibtex. So you have to go here, Bibtex, and copy this thing. So once you copy this thing, then you have to open this JabRef again, and the entry that you have done, this article, click on this Bibtex source and here copy paste it. So there you go, your one entry has been entered. Now again go to this required field, you will see that they are all entered. But one thing that you need to remember is this Bibtex key. So you have to give your own key because you want to cite it. So you can give your own key, or you can also use the key that you have directly copied from the Bibtex source. So it's your own choice, whatever you do, but you can give whatever key you want. So let's say I am giving it the key name as Bhuvi 2015. So this name will be shown to me in my latex document when I later cite this document. So this is basically the key. So you have to give the key that properly, remind you about this paper. So this is what I am trying to say. So this is my first entry. So suppose I want to now add another entry, because I don't want only one citation in my research paper, I want to cite another thing as well. So I will just go again to this plus mark, and let's say I'm now citing a book, and suppose the book is now I am not taking the citation from the internet. Suppose I know all these stuff, I know its title, I know its publisher, so I'm manually now doing this. So there are procedure, I'm just showing both the ways that you can do it manually as well, and you can copy the citation from internet and just paste the source here, the Bibtex source here. So you have both the options, so you can follow anyone. So let's say now the book name is Control System. Publisher, let's say it's INF. A random, I've just written it randomly. Let's say the year is 2010. The author is, let's say, Norman Nice. Editor, let's say there is no editor. And key, I am giving it a key as Nice 2010. So I remember it by this. Okay, so Nice 2010. There are some optional fields that I can fill as well, the volume, edition, number, month. But let's say I don't know all those stuff, so I just give it here. So now I'll just check my Bibtex source. So this is the Bibtex source that I have created, or this JabRef has created for me. So now I have entered two citations. One is for article, one is for book. So I have made two citations. So once you made the citation, the second step is that you need to save the library. So you have to save the library as, now give it some name. Let's say I'm giving it bibliography, or let's say I'm just writing at bibli.bib. So I've typed it bibli.bib, but remember that you have to paste, or you have to save it. You have to save it where your latex document, the document in which you want the citation. So let's suppose I just open this document, and I want citations in this document. So what I will do is I will save this JabRef file. Save this JabRef file to this location, this C users mFaru, this location, because I want to cite my citations in this document. This is the document that let's say I just run it, so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, it's taking some time, but okay, so let's say this is the document. Okay, I just want to go back to where I was. Okay, and just let me run it again. So here you can see that in this document I want to include references, and I also want to cite those references. So as they are already added, because I have done the steps before, so I want to show you that how I added these references, because you can see that there's no section made of references here. I didn't made any section of references. You can see that after conclusion there is nothing, but it shows the references. So because of the bibliography that I added in this, so the steps is that basically you have to save it to the place where you saved your where your latex file is present. So this place, so you have to save that JabRef file there, and once that got saved, the next step that you have to do is go to the top and write use package Bibtex. So you have to type this command, and after this the next command that you have to do is add bib resource bibliography.bib. So this is basically the name of that file that you have created on JabRef. So for now, that because I have made the file name as bibli.bib, so if you name it as bibli.bib, then you will write bibli.bib here. So whatever the file name was that you have saved in your directory, you have to write that name here. So these two lines, and the third line is you go to the end and just type print bibliography. So these three lines and your references will be in your report. If I run, with the addition of only these three lines, these references are, because I have made it a bibliography with this name. Let me show you. So I have created it before, so I just wanted to show you that I've created this file and copy paste it in the directory where it is. So this is the directory where the file is. So this is the file that I pasted, bibliography.bib, and you can see here bibliography.bib. So let me just open it in JabRef for now, let's say. So open library, so you can see that bibliography.bib. So this, so I have added two, one is nice and one is the other one, and if I double click it and I see the key, so you can see that the key is Dobson 2001, the other key is nice 2010. So if I go to my document, the references are appearing, but I didn't cited the references. So let me just cite it somewhere. So for example, the author, I've written in the conclusion that the author of the paper, let's say I'm talking about the, so I will write /cite. You can see that it is showing me the key Dobson 2001, nice 2010. Let's see again, nice 2010, Dobson 2001. So it is showing me these keys. So let's say I want to cite this Dobson 2001. So I will click Dobson 2001. So let me just run it again and let's see what difference it makes. Okay, so I've run the file and it took some time, but you can see that it is now citing the author of the paper 1, and 1 is the one with the Dobson, and second didn't appear because I didn't cited that. So let's say now I cite the second as well. So I will just write cite, and because I want to cite this nice, so I click on nice, and if I run it, it will appear in the references as well, and also in the citation area. So let's just see. Okay, so that's you can see it now cites this one as well, and also the two where I cited it. So this is how you can do this. One step that I missed was basically once you save the file, I told you that you have to do 3 steps here. The first step is type use package bib latex. Second step is write add bib resource your bib file, and third step is print bibliography. There is a fourth step as well, which is go to option, configure text studio. Here go to commands tab, and in the Bibtex you have to write Biber space percentage, Biber space percentage, and just make it okay, and then do the previous step. So it will work exactly well, and you'll do easy citations with that. So this is all about my presentation. So I've explained how you can create this type of presentations in Latex, and how can you cite with JabRef. So as you have seen that the presentation are pretty fancy on uh, on Latex. You can change the templates as well. You can search on internet about that as well, but due to time limitation and only one lecture slot for me, I managed to explain you about the JabRef and the Latex Beamer class. So that's all about from my side. I wish you best of luck, everyone. Thank you so much.